Hi, everybody. It is Monday again. Welcome to Fireside Chat with Kimberly. Thank you to Rebel Cheese, the sponsor for this week's talks. Prize packs for this month's contest have been graciously donated by Hodo Foods, Crofters Organics, Follow Your Heart, Cinnaholic, Orgain, Revolution Gelato, Terra Seed, and Rebel Cheese. I invite my viewers to enter the monthly contest at virtualvegfest.com and click on the contest tab for details. Entering is super easy just by liking and or subscribing to our social media and Virtual Veg Fest YouTube channel. You're entered to win one of eight. We're up to eight prize packs. So hi. Hey Diane, how are you? Thanks for joining. So welcome. This week, well, first, when we met last week, November 1st is World Vegan Day. But the party doesn't stop there because the entire month of November is World Vegan Month. How cool is that? We get a whole month to celebrate. Hey, Edna, thanks for joining. So, as I mentioned at the end of last week's episode, this week I'm going to talk about a few quick things that you can do if you're not already vegan to start bringing more vegan um, practices into your life. It says, why else would you be here, right? You're at least mildly interested in this lifestyle called veganism. So I'm super glad that you are here. What I did when I mentioned that this show would be about that this week, the very next day I wrote a really quick blog about it. So I'll actually share the link to that blog because I would love after the show, if you do one of these tips that I suggest, I would love for you to comment there and let me know how it went. Which one did you pick? So, the first thing, so if you're not vegan at all, and I know I've got a mix of viewers here. Hey, Richard, thanks for being here. So if you're not vegan at all, the very first thing that the first tip that I have is if it's really brand new to you, to go into your refrigerator or into your pantry or a cupboard and find something, a packaged product, where you are surprised to find animal products in there. So, for example, it could be a vegetable soup, even if it has a tomato base, which it might say right on the front. Some of them, if you look at the ingredients, and we vegans are really good at reading labels, um, if you look at some of the ingredients, you might find that, yeah, it's a tomato base, but that doesn't always mean there's not chicken stock in there. So you might be surprised to find that there's chicken stock in what you thought was a vegetable soup. Or maybe it is a vegetable soup with just a tomato base and there's no chicken stock in it, but maybe there's some pasta in there, and maybe maybe the pasta has eggs in it or egg whites, or who knows why, maybe there's whey or casein in there, which are milk derivatives. I don't know what they do as far as like if they change a consistency, or if it's just because, well, the animal industry is, they've got leftovers essentially, right? Because they're not utilizing, um, they take bits and pieces of the animals that they've put through a horrific life, and then there's a lot of garbage, as they would label it, I guess, a byproduct. And that kind of, they find other ways to make money off of that. And so you might find that maybe they're putting whey in things simply because it's there. And they found out that other companies will buy this to include in their products. But it's incredible the amount of items that you might come across in your own home where you thought there's no animal products in here. Like I said, it's just a vegetable soup. How could there possibly be animal products in here? And then again, you might find chicken stock, you might find egg whites or eggs. It's really It's incredible the amount of animal products that are just in so many things where it just doesn't seem necessary. And then, of course, like, you can Google, like, surprise vegan items or vegan by accident, like, things like Oreos, right? That seems to surprise people a lot. And we can talk about palm oil or, where the sugar comes from. But I mean that most people would expect that a cookie, a chocolate cookie with a cream center, would have milk as one of the main ingredients, but it doesn't. There are no animal products in Oreos. So I guess the surprises can go both ways. But my first challenge to you is, if you are in this very new early learning stage, welcome, first of all, and thank you for being here. Just kind of look at the stuff that's already there, already in your house, and see what surprises you. And if you do this, let me know. Here is the link to the blog. Don't read it now because we're here now. So we want to be present now. But I want you to have it, and I'll probably post it again at the end of the show, in case there's any comments or anything that people missed. All right, cool. So that is, and by the way, you can also comment here and let me know what your thoughts are. And if you have other questions, because while Fireside Chat with Kimberly always comes with a topic that I've prepared ahead of time, I'm here for you. So ask me questions. If something comes up while I'm talking, even if it's not related to what I'm talking about, you are more than welcome to let me know and post it in the comments, and I will be happy to respond to you. And if I don't know the answer, I'm going to find it out, and then we'll talk, after the show. All right. So, option one, you look at stuff in your house and find something that surprises you that has animal products in it. It's a really important step because you can start to learn, um, just really, like, where animal products show up. And it also helps you learn how to read labels. Like I mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, it's really important, as a vegan, to read labels because they sneak that stuff in everywhere. Number two is, I would say that if you are going grocery shopping this week and you have not ventured into the amazing world of plant-based milks, then you are in for a treat. And I would recommend that you pick up a plant milk to try. My favorite is soy milk. So I know that might come as a surprise because it seems like soy milk has been around. Maybe it doesn't. Why would I say that? I don't know. Um, Soy milk has been around for a really long time. And to be honest, when I tried soy milk the very first time back in 2001, um, I thought it was gross. I thought it tasted like beans. And I was not a huge milk drinker, any cow milk drinker anyway. Cheese was a different story, but liquid milk, I used it to wet my cereal, and that was pretty much it. I was not I would n You'd never catch me drinking a glass of milk, and I'm pretty sure, that, oh, that's a good point, Richard, thank you. Yeah, so there are a zillion flavors now, right, of Oreos, and you're right. The chocolate covered Oreos definitely have milk. We have experimented here with a few of the other Oreo flavors, the chocolate peanut butter. That one that one's pretty good and is vegan. But you're right, definitely even Oreos, unless you're looking at the original package, right? Then you can, just, but get in the habit, read all of them, because here's another thing about labels and packaged products. Sometimes companies change their formulas, and suddenly there's an animal ingredient in there that had never been there before. Why? I don't know. But so keep that in mind too. I've got some suggestions here. Thanks, Diane. Yeah, Ripple Milk, that's a fairly new one, just the last few years, I think, made from peas. I've never tried it, but I heard it's really good. I used to be, oh, and Diane's next comment. It's really good. Perfect. Thank you for that. Edna's a fan of oat milk. Yes, oat milk is so good. And then Richard, Pacifica brand organic oat milk. Look at you. All right, awesome. These are fantastic suggestions. Thank you guys so much. Like I was saying, when I first tried soy milk, I thought it was gross. It tasted like beans. So but I wasn't willing to give up because I wanted to find something that I liked so I could use it. Like I said, I didn't drink milk, but I wanted it. I love cereal. I wanted to know I had an option for cereal. And I actually found at that point So Delicious coconut milk was really my favorite thing. And rice milk is really good if you're someone who is currently using skim milk and you're used to that watery consistency. Rice milk has a very similar consistency to skim milk. So if you're making that switch, there you go. That's an option. Almond milk is really popular. Almonds use a lot of water. You'll hear that, especially from people who maybe are not vegan and maybe are having a problem with people who are vegan. They want to talk about the water that's used um, to grow almonds. But let's be real here, the gallons and gallons of water that's used to raise animals to be slaughtered for food, and the amount of people that are fed from that versus the amount of people that can be fed from almonds that are grown, there's a huge disparity there. So it's not really a valid argument. So if you love almond milk, then drink almond milk. I will say, I do not care for almond milk in coffee. I feel like it creates a weird flavor. But anyway, that's just me. Yeah, Diane, look at these suggestions. Hemp milk is delicious and cashew milk is so creamy. Yes, it is. And chocolate cashew milk, that's where it's at. There are so many options. So do yourself a favor, and next time you are in the grocery store, swing by the milk section and just take it all in and look at the different brands, read the labels. A lot of the brands even have their story on their bottle or on their carton, and that's super fun. So find one that resonates with you or you like the way the package looks and give it a shot. If you don't like it, that's okay. There are so many other options from cashew to hemp to rice, soy, almond. Some even do a blend. I think Silk makes like a coconut almond blend or a cashew almond blend. So if you are allergic to nuts, flaxseed, you can get flax milk. Because it's flaxseed, there's oil in the milk. The texture was good. I've tried it. I liked it. It was actually really tasty. But I like soy milk better, so I still stick with that. Um, yeah, so that's suggestion number 2 is to when you're in the grocery store, find a plant milk to try. And if you have already found a plant milk that you love, that's amazing. Tell me something else that you'd like to substitute, and we'll see what I can suggest for the next time you are at the grocery store. All right. And then my another challenge, so I've got 4. And like I said, you don't have to try to keep them all in your head. I shared the blog, I'll share it again. Um, the third suggestion is to look at your self-care and even your home care products, but I did put only self-care here on the blog. But look at your self-care products, shampoo, toothpaste, makeup, deodorant. Look at these things. Have they been tested on animals? I mean, they're not going to put that on the bottle, right? It's not going to say this product has been tested on animals. No. But the ones that haven't will say this product has not been tested on animals. It's a little tricky when you read this finished product has not been tested on animals. And what that means is that down the line in putting all of this product together, whatever it is, that there's some ingredient in there that was tested on animals, but the final product, let's say your deodorant, that that makeup, that chemical makeup, um, that product itself has not been tested on animals. So that's another suggestion. And if you have a shampoo, let's say, we'll use that as an example. If your shampoo does not say that it was not tested on animals or does not have a little label saying that it's vegan and cruelty free, then what do? You already have it, so finish it. That's my suggestion. Don't throw it away. It's wasteful and it's probably in a plastic container. So now, like, it's going in to maybe or maybe not be recycled and we'll still have product left in it. And so just finish what it is. But while you're finishing this bottle of shampoo that has been tested on animals, start to look at different brands and different options that have not been tested on animals and do not include animal ingredients. And within the blog, I actually put a link to the what did I link to? Let's see. Yeah, Leaping Bunny. I thought so. I linked to Leaping Bunny, and that right there, that link will take you. You can look up different products. You can search by products that are vegan and cruelty free. You can search if you know a brand name, and it will tell you what those options are. So that is a super helpful website that will help you make those changes that you want to make. So yeah, don't throw away whatever you have, but definitely keep an eye out for cruelty-free and vegan items so that when you run out, you replace it. And that's really my suggestion with anything that you have that is an animal product, even down to clothing, things like that, or things that you already have that you're using that maybe, were tested on animals. Just, when you know better, you can do better. And so once you know that, there's inherent cruelty in these items and you don't want to be a part of that anymore, then what you can do is you do the research and you find a brand that you want to try and you give it a shot. Like, think back to when you first started buying your own shampoo. Did you love the first one you ever bought? Maybe, maybe not. Or how many times have, your the way you feel about your shampoo changed? Your hair changes as you get older. So how many times have you changed products? It's the same thing. So don't put so much pressure. Just try something, use it. If you love it, then keep using it. And if you don't, then go back to Leaping Bunny and find another cruelty-free item that you can use. Make it fun. I know that when you think about veganism as a whole and all the things that it encompasses, it can seem like a lot because you're changing everything about the way that you live. And so when you do that, that can feel a little like, oh my gosh, but it doesn't have to because you just have to take these little steps. Like I said, don't replace everything at once. As you run out of stuff, you replace it with something that is in line with the way that you want to live now. And my final suggestion for you is to send me your favorite animal based recipe, and I will send you back a veganized version of it. So you can reach out to me through my website. You can DM me on Instagram at Did You Bring the Hummus? And you can email me at didyoubringthehummus@gmail.com. And you can send me your favorite animal based recipe and I will email you back. So I actually do a class called Veganize It. And in the class, we talk through the recipe and I answer your questions. It's live, we do it on Zoom. And it's really super fun. We talk about other substitutes. It's a really good time. Um, but for this blog, if you want to just send me your recipe, then I will send back a vegan version. So I would love it if you would visit that blog and pick something to do. And then, or if there's something else that comes up that you want to try that I didn't list on here, then let me know that too. Put it in the comments, and we'll have a little chat back and forth on the comments in the blog. Diane, the easiest part of going vegan for me was transitioning. I'd like to hear more about that. Like, was it because it was fun? Was it because you enjoy learning? Like, tell me why. And honestly, like, I would agree with that too. Well, it's second to what I'm doing now, which is talking to people who want to transition to veganism. That is my favorite thing in the whole world. It's the easiest thing for me because I love it so much. Being vegan is the single greatest thing, and I love, love, love it. Um, And so I have a lot of fun with this. But yeah, like trying out new things. I mean, I had to learn how to cook because I decided to eat a different way. And yeah, I had to learn how to read labels and change the types of, sneakers I would buy or shoes I would buy. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, so transitioning over to all the vegan stuff was easy for you. That's awesome. That is so great. And yeah, it's just like it's really fun, and especially now, it's so easy. And oh yeah, here we go. Cheese was the hardest thing to give up. It was for me too. I was vegetarian for a very long time, and cheese is what held me on to that. I had i- in every other aspect of my life, I fit the vegan description. I had stopped using anything with animal products in it except for cheese. I had stopped using any products. I didn't wear any animal products. I didn't, I don't have any leather handbags, anything like that. Cheese was the one thing that kept me from declaring that I was vegan. And as hard as it was to give up, as soon as I did it, oh, it just it just felt so good. And it felt right. It felt so right because I was truly living in my truth, in alignment with my values, and just the way that I want to be and show up in the world. All right. So if anyone has questions, please go ahead and put them in the comments now. I'm going to go ahead and also share the link again to the blog. Again, I'd love to hear, did you try any of these things? And if you did, how did it go? Do you need help? Do you have suggestions? Is there something in here I didn't talk about that you'd like me to talk about? And I'm here every week. Next week we're going to talk about Thanksgiving. I know that Thanksgiving is actually 2 weeks away from next week, but I want to give you time to ask questions and then still have time to change your plan if that's what you're going to do for Thanksgiving. So we'll talk about Thanksgiving, being vegan, or even trying to be vegan. If you're new, what is it going to be like on that first Thanksgiving? Let's talk about it. So that'll be next week. If you would like to follow me on social media, you can find me at Did You Bring the Hummus on both Instagram and Facebook. And if you have questions, comments, also visit the blog. Like I said, there's other blogs there. Not so consistent. I show up live more than I write things, but whatever. We got to find what works for us. Um, if you have topics or questions that you would like covered in a future Fireside Chat, you can send a message through the Fireside Chat website at virtualvegfest.com. And I'll get that message, or you can DM me through social media. And I have a podcast too. That's where Did You Bring the Hummus came from. It all started with a podcast. And you can find that on all of the major podcast apps as well as my website. Um, and you know what? I just let me know what you need because that's why I'm here. And I am so honored and thankful that I get to do this work and I get to be here every week and we get to talk about all the things that I love more than anything, which is being vegan. So, with that, have an amazing week. Let me know what you tried out, what you need help with. I'm here. I'll see you next week. Bye.